Hey guys, it is Mike with Become the Night. Welcome back to 5 days, 5 of the best Doors songs, according to someone who hates the Doors. Today's pick, Peace Frog, was actually a bit of a surprise to me, to be honest, but after going through it, I think there is some detail here to be appreciated. The song used to border on annoying to me, especially with the amount of repetition that's in this song. I mean, enough repetition to make a SoundCloud rapper blush, but it has a strong, fun element that I think succeeds more than possibly all their other work. If you're already a fan of the channel, please click the bell. YouTube has been suppressing my videos, and I am trying to chug the algorithm. I would be very honored to have your help. If you comment in the first 30 minutes of this video or any of the videos in this series, I promise you a reply. Let's get into it. All right, let's see what they bring this time, fellas and ladies. Can't forget the lady snobs out there. All right, right off the top, instead of having the guitar be more of a melody or chord color forward instrument, they're focusing a lot more on percussiveness. That's why you'll notice as he's going through those palm mutes, really abrasive scraping, which is cool. He's adding in a wah, which is really just an EQ filter that you can manually manipulate with your foot, and he's doing it through the scrape, so it's like... This was towards the beginning of a trope that would become such a meme, especially with like waka 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 waka, to mean it like ooh, this is a spicy romantic like borderline porn moment. While it's not the most showcasey or sometimes the most exciting thing to do with the guitar, if you have some restraint and just allow it to be like, all right, I'm just adding to what the drummer's already doing. Sometimes that can be a really great choice. I think it was a good decision here. I'm 90% sure that is a real bass this time. That bass line is so juicy. It's harder to play for me than it sounds. The swing of where he's throwing in the little 16th note, 8th note, however you want to conceive the rhythm, accents, is weird on the instrument if you're not used to it. When I say weird, I don't mean it sounds weird. It sounds great. It sounds totally pocket for what's going on with the kick drum, the little snappy snap snare, and the hi-hat work, and is a great complement to what's going on with the guitars. And that bass line is our driving element right now. This is what's pushing us forward. This is what's really giving us like the heart of the information. Everything else is supplemental to that bass line. The G pentatonic manager, G pentatonic manager, which I guess is another derivation of Dorian. Anyway, I'll even rewind it a little bit because I want to take notice of that snare tone. The snare tone's actually great. Not super low-endy, but a nice punchy kick. And then when that snare comes in, super tight. And I will roast Densmore on drums for days. This performance is pocket. To be honest, I would say this is one of his better drum recordings. It's just very groove, feel. Everyone is fully glued in by it. This is one of those one measure things that everyone does the exact same thing, which can get grating from time to time, but I will give them credit. They don't do it for too long before they have to change it up. I'm gonna come back to the repetition of this song a little later.
Dead blood in the streets, it's up to my ankles. Feet blood in the streets, it's up to my knees.
All right. Not the vocal I would have ever expected, but something like that, approximating. But the is a great blues jazz type of thing feel to add on top that I feel like rhythmically complements everything else that's going on. Also giving it a little breakup and giving it a hold on a note at the end of the phrase. Right choice. As far as Jim's vocal performance to begin, I give it a thumbs up. You may quote me and clip this. I have officially given Jim Morrison a thumbs up on one of his vocal performances.
Feet blood in the street, the town of Chicago.
One thing I wanted to point out too, that little keys line. So the bass line's doing this again, right? Something approximating that. The drive and like the meat of it holding down the center is the, and then the little flourish, the color that's giving us what feels like a chord change, kind of, is the, that little thing. And when we hit that little flourish, that little bloom, that's when the keys does a little accent on it. It's very smart, very minimalist, but little details. Things like that can take a song from sounding droll and boring to giving it a little life and a little personality. I mean, is this the world's most like inventive thing ever? Is it the world's most original thing ever? No, though I'm pretty sure this was a little different for the time. It's kind of taking that late 60s sound and modernizing it for the time a little bit more, adding a lot more funk. This is very funk forward. I'm not even sure if funk was around during this time or not. I think it was. All right. What a weird turnaround. I don't even know if chorus is the right word for it. I feel like it's not a chorus in the traditional sense. We had this mega repetition through just this groove we're sitting in. And then we have some type of musical idea that kind of caps it off, gives the listener a break for one, which God knows we needed a break. So we've been sitting on a blend of G pentatonic major and minor through this section where we have that major 6 walk on the bass, but then we have the minor 3rd to the 4th, which is weird, unexpected, and a cool phrase. But then we go from that G to the E in the turnaround. And then bring it back to G right there. And then we go to, I think it's F minor 7. And then we smack that A, which is such a weird, awkward chord progression. In any, like, artiste, grand, meaningful sense, it's really kind of dumb. Like, that's one of the things that kind of irked me about it. It is just so, like, stupid and quirky. That minor 3rd isn't something that I would expect, and it's a weird place to end a chord progression. But I think that, specifically this, gives it that quirkiness, especially like the da-da-da-da, ha-cha, you know? In the sense of what this song is, which is really just a more reined-in jam session, I think that the awkwardness and the quirkiness of it kind of works. Do I love it? No. I definitely don't love it. But I can appreciate it. Basically keeping the same type of vocal part as the first time. I think that's smart. And then the fucking keys come up, blah, 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 you know, fucking like raising it up a little bit more, adding a little bit more tension and stakes. Smart idea. Very simple, nothing crazy, barely noticeable, but your brain did. She came to town and then she drove away. Sunlight in her hair. I don't think... It feels a little Kurt Cobain, weirdly enough. I really like the beginning phrase. She came to town and then she drove away. Especially the, she came to town and then she... You know, like really putting that slightly different, accentuating the downbeat of every single time you're hitting that note. That weird accentuation of how you pronounce it, I think adds a lot to it. And then she drove away. Sunshine. Those two notes, I'm kind of like, okay. Sunshine in her hair. It theoretically works, but I feel like it relies too much on the first phrase. I feel like you kind of want to cap off the idea a little bit more. I'm trying to think of what I would do there. Sunshine in her hair. Sunshine in her hair. Maybe something like that. It's not really in tune with the times. Maybe something a little bit more accurate. She came to town and then she drove away. The sunshine in her hair. I think that makes a little more sense to me. It feels like it has a development from the beginning, especially if we're going to get quirky with this A and the rhythm of it being so broken up compared to the rest of the chorus. I feel like signaling melodically that we're in tune with that instead of being more in line with the first half of the chorus, I think makes more sense. It's a relatively minor gripe, but it does take away my enjoyment and satisfaction of the song a little bit. Also, the guitar line through that chorus, if we back it up just a little bit. It's a really weird, atypical guitar line that I think I like the phrasing of. What I really don't like is the tone and the way that he bends. I really don't like Robbie Krieger's bends, man. I can chalk it up to kind of it being a technological thing of the times and also a stylistic thing of the times. So like that's a little more forgivable. But the actual guitar phrasing itself, I think is good. Oh, okay. So now it feels like we get a little darker, but then it still ends on this chipper, awkward, quirky note. Wait, sunshine in her hair. So it's the same movement we ended from before with the F sharp to the A, except this time it's G sharp to the B. That's the same intervallic motion to end it on. They just bumped it up a whole step, which is kind of cool. It adds another dimension to it. I think that's smart. And it does still make it feel a little jammy and a little awkward. I don't love it, but it works for what it is. Through all of the weirdness and experimentation, I feel like they do a really good job of maintaining the fun. And I feel like this song, more than anything that they've ever done, embodies fun. Oh, great groove. So it's a really nice compliment to the... Really nice compliment to that. Simple groove, very blues forward, not overly original, but a really great compliment and change up from the fact that we've been stuck in that same G pentatonic manager little groove for a while. How fucking dorky. I love it. Like, it's dumb in the best way. It puts a smile on my face. It's just like, very on the nose. Here we go. That I do like. Okay, the bends weren't perfect, but there was a lot of attitude there. I liked the guitar tone. The phrasing was on point, and then the little harmony thing, which I'm pretty sure that was just a delay that they did. He did it really well, man. It complements right in the pocket, I gotta say. Especially if we're coming out of this E, and then going back to the groove in G pentatonic major. Okay, instrumentally through this section, I like it. I don't like his fucking... I very rarely ever like random spoken word shit in my fucking rock music.
Blood in the streets in the town of New Haven. Blood stains the roofs and the palm trees of Venice.
I like the idea of changing the rhythm of the vocals, making it more drawn out as a proper syncopation to what's going on with everything else. I feel like the notes themselves are fine. The register in which it's in lends itself for him to sing more lazily, and the lazy singing here I really don't like. I think it would be cooler for him to pull it up, weirdly enough, to the 5. Down in the streets in the sound of Venice. You know, something like that, and put some more fucking power behind it to really differentiate from how lazy and throwaway the first verse is. When I say lazy and throwaway, I mean as a style, not that it's like shitty and low value, just to clarify. The contrast a little bit with a little bit more, hey, hey! You know, like fucking like really pull the power out by getting the the register higher. I feel like that'd be better than down in the streets and the sounds. Are we done tracking yet? Because I'm obviously bored. He sounds like he doesn't want to be in the fucking studio while he's recording the damn thing. That doesn't get me excited. All right. There it is. There it fucking is. More like that. But that's not the way to fucking go. All right, we basically take it the whole way out, and this thing stops dead on Spotify. I'm assuming it's because it just has a segue into the next track. So, okay, that's a fine way to end it. You start it with the fun shit, you end it with the fun shit. At the end of the day, this is just a fun jam song. I think that's its main victory. That and also the phrasing on this song, while it's not the world's most interesting phrasing, is very successful and it has a lot of personality. I think that this is one of the songs where the union and collaboration of all the different instrument voices is the most effective. So anyway, those are my thoughts on Peace Frog. What are yours? Let me know in the comments down below. If you like what I do on this channel, hitting the bell means a lot. Supporting me on Subscribestar means even more. Link to that is in the description down below. You can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Become the Night. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you in the next video. Rock on.